Howdy y'all, this is Stone Hook in Orange, Texas. I guess you can hear it is raining cats and dogs here. It's been raining, so I'm not working because of it today right now, so I'm gonna just do some more bifacing of these spalls I got here. And then I'm gonna try to cover, it's supposed to quit raining here a little bit, and maybe I'll get used to being in front of the camera a little more and be able to do a better job on some more stuff in a little bit. I don't know. I ain't gonna try to talk much though. It's raining, flashing up a little bit now. Yeah, rain's slacking up now. That might be the last of it. I looked on the radar a while ago and it looked like we had that one band left. I tilled my garden the other day and I mean it looks like a swimming pool full of mud right now. It's just so saturated, it's incredible. We've just had massive amounts of rain. I probably shouldn't have took that off. I wasn't looking at the curve. I was looking out at the garden while I was talking about the garden. I already got a curve going that way, so I just enhanced the curve. Should have been taking off all this high spot on this side first. Now I kind of got to straighten it out. So. Hopefully I didn't put too much curve in it. I think near deed, it's pretty thin there, and I got all that curve on the tip. I'm gonna have to take off some tip just try to straighten that out. I learned a long time ago though, you know what, a lot of people sometimes you get tired of kind of caught up and trying to make 5.5 inch point out of a 5 inch rock, but a lot of times you just got to lose edges and length because they are not within the plane of what you need to have left when you get through flaking, you know what I mean? It's all going to come out of there sooner or later. Most all this edge work. Sometimes I used to be way better at conserving edges than I am here lately. It don't seem like I'm very conservative at all. I got to get that hump off. I'm down here messing with that little end and I got a bodacious hump back here. I just got that platform set just a hair below center because I could make a bigger bevel and get way down below center and that flake would drive straight through. As long as I'm up, I got a good convex contour coming over to that platform. See, So as long as I'm close to center line there, that flake will follow that contour. If I had, like I said, if I have a lower platform down here somewhere, that flake would want to shoot more straight through. It would shoot straight in and then start trying to follow the contour though. But this platform here puts that flake going in roughly the same as the contour. Well, I missed and hit way off to the left, and then get near the flake I was after there, but that flake it went right there and just peeled out nice and smooth. A lower platform will cause that flake to be going more straight into the rock, and 9 times out of 10 it runs out of energy before it can run straight through that rock all the way over there. But these little platforms like this close to center line, they can take such a small bite too. So that, watch, I'm gonna hit this one in the right spot. I kind of missed again. I hit too short. Anyway, that flake peeled off real nice. It didn't take much of the edge off. It did leave a lip to where that edge is no good. That is left right there, but gives you the opportunity to set up another little platform bevel and still be right there close to center line. This rock flakes about like a brick or something. Anyway, there's that platform. Still got a little bit of lips right there, but it's still fairly close to center line. Break it down, get rid of any lips left. And I'm gonna hit one right down each one of them ridges. Still ain't driving it through like I want to. That platform is kind of, it's not a very good rock as far as setting up real good smooth platforms. They kind of rough. I missed. I meant to hit way over here and drive right down that ridge. But see, even missing like I did, I hit over there. Well, we didn't even have a platform ready or nothing, but the contours and being close to center line let that flake just, it's hard to explain. I always over beveled everything I made for years and years. I just fought big heavy bevels and broken off flakes from making too big of a bevel and things like that to get my platform low enough that I could drive. So I could drive big flakes as if I had real low platforms, you know, and they would be flat, kind of flake drove flat straight in, and a lot of them would break off. So I'd be chasing hinges from the other side or somewhere, you know, just always chasing mistakes like hinges or something because of working too big of platforms and just a little bit too far below center, and the contour of the area that the flakes are running on. I never grasped the concept of convexity and the flakes traveling convex surfaces like that. So that's also important. It's all got to work together. It don't got to, because you can force your way through anything. I mean, that's why I napped for years. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I would just try hard enough, more too hard enough. I'd kind of make my way through somehow. But when you really understand what that flake, I'm taking rock off the wrong side again. I'm just increasing my curve again. Darn it. But once you get to understanding how important convex contours are, smooth contours actually is more important. I mean, really important too. The smoothness just helps tremendously because everything's more consistent the smoother it is. And the concept of working closer to center line and just setting up enough bevel to get your flakes going into your rock and utilizing that contour to let that flake travel. Hit too short. See, hitting too short, that flake was lower and it tried to go more flat in. If I'd have hit a little bit higher up on there, it would have engaged more and it would have went over there and just probably peeled that off as smooth as you could ask for. A lot of times when I get talking on this video too, or even thinking about this camera here, I get nervous and I don't swing natural and smooth and relaxed, because a good smooth follow through swing is so important. Man, hitting the rock is important too. You get a good contact right on your platform, it's just incredible what flakes, they just kind of do it on their own, really. It's nothing magic that I'm doing or anything. I used to be way more accurate. I could hit more accurate right where I wanted to, and I could hit hard, and I could do it all day long. But I was not getting results like that hardly ever. I would every now and then think, wow, yeah, that's good, you know, but I didn't know why and didn't know how to ensure that that's the kind of results I got. But now I do understand it's all about the contours and your position of your platform, pretty much. I mean, that is just the key ingredients, I think, to being able to control the reduction of a stone like this. Because something I've never gotten to do is really watch YouTube videos. I never really had time. I get sleepy. It don't take 2 minutes of watching something like that, and I'm about ready to go to sleep. But I learned a lot napping by watching those videos. Freeze Crack, Paleo Man Jim, and I don't remember who all exactly, but I couldn't use the sound. It was late at night and I couldn't have no sound on, so I just watched, and areas that I thought was giving me trouble that I just couldn't get a hold to, I'd focus on those things in the video, watch it, you know, and then I'd go try it, and still had trouble, you know, I'd go back and watch again, and some things just took me forever. I never really understood. It's really hard to understand what is going on when somebody's reducing a rock that seems to make it look so effortless and easy. And it's not because, I mean, hey, they're not a better napper. Maybe they are a better napper at the moment, but they have no special abilities to swing any harder than anything than most anybody else. For the most part, you know, there's an average of how hard people can hit and swing and everything else, and it don't require no kind of magical physical abilities. It requires the rock to be shaped and made for the flakes to travel on. And see, this is just lips. That little edges like that right there ate my lunch through the years so bad, because I just didn't know. I mean, if you come back and hit this again, you might get a little flake, but 9 times out of 10, them lips and all, it's going to be broke off right here somewhere, especially this one. That old platform right there is so steep on that delta. I never knew. Deltas ate my lunch for years and years and years. I just couldn't figure out how to get them out of my way or use them. Some people said they use them for platforms, and I never could get a delta to work because it's a concavity running up to the tip of that delta there, pretty much. I don't know if you can see that, but that is a concavity. So the only way, I mean, to deal with them, you just gotta bonk it off, turn this rock way up like this, barely catch it on the way by, and bonk them things off short. That's all you can do. This rock don't flake real smooth, so that wasn't a good smooth termination, but that's all you can do. And then you work this side more and you get back your center line established, then you can, you know, finish cleaning up anything that you don't like there. But you can't clean up that delta if it's sticking down there way too prominently. Even this edge right here, that's just too low now, because these flakes come over here and terminate it, and there's a little bit of concavity right there. So that's got to have short flakes made right there to blend that contour. And to get the short flakes, see, I'm turning the rock more up like this and just barely catching that edge, and I got my finger right there too. See that flake ended right there where my finger was. This next one, I'm gonna move my finger over to right there. I kind of hit too short. See, it almost worked, but I hit too short and I didn't quit. That's another thing. You can't be too careful with your edges. You got to get a little flake. You got to hit up on that rock a little bit and take a little bit of that edge away to get a good clean flake. See? That just peels off. That's so important to have them flakes come off as smooth as you can like that. Just little setup flakes. That's all they are, blending in the contour. There's some more right there. See, I got a little concavity. I need some, but if you can see that edge, it's almost concavity here that I can't really hit that edge like I need to. So I need to take just some little short flakes right there. It ain't much at all. I done ground across that or something, made it too tough. I can't get these flakes. That's another thing. If you just grind up and down your whole rock, I used to do that too, boy. I mean, my whole edge, I would just grind that thing all the way up and down. Then I'd take me 2 or 3 big flakes, and then I'd have all them heavily ground edges left in between my flakes, or so that they're so heavy of a flake. The edge is so ground so heavily, and you only need to remove a little bit in between your big flakes. You just can't do it. You got to hit it hard enough some way out of line that flake was not traveling there like you want to. So I don't just willy-nilly grind a bunch of edges ahead of time unless I do actually. I say I don't, but I actually do, because I had ground that one too much where I couldn't get the flake on it like I had in mind. I get talking, that was right here. Yeah. See, I take these little flakes back this way, just tiny, just to transform that edge. And if I had ground that edge very heavy, I did grind it, but if I'd have ground it any heavier, I cannot take those little flakes to set this up like I need to, because the edge is just too heavily ground and strong to be able to take little bitty flakes like that. So now I'm put my finger right there where I want this flake. You can see how this flake come across and rolled out right there. So I just put my finger right there where I want these flakes in, and turn it down where it's just barely catching as it goes by. That's all you want to do, blend in. If it don't blend in perfect, I can hit this one again to get rid of them lips. Them little lips on the edge need to be gone. Yeah, I'll put my finger right here and just barely, I kind of missed. See, as long as you turn that up, keep your fingers there where these flakes can't travel. They don't try to travel. If they run out here, they would run out of energy, because I ain't hitting hard enough. It takes a lot more. The longer that flake is, the harder you got to be swinging. I've actually, I've watched. I think I said, here lately I've watched a couple videos. More than a couple. I really enjoyed John Tuttle. Had just some good videos to watch. Old John Tuttle. But and there's more. I won't mention no names, but they talk about how you don't want to hit hard and this and that and other, and most everything they say is right opposite of the way I feel, and it works for them. I'm not talking bad about that, but you can't believe everything that's put out there. Necessarily, even what I say. Yeah, good, I can change my mind by tomorrow, because I might nap a rock one way one day, and the next day I can't even remember how I napped that. That platform just way too high to get all that mass off right there. So put my little more bevel right there. See, it don't take much, just so it drops me just below center line. And I still ain't gonna grind this edge very heavy. Sometimes I'll just rake just to get any little looseness off, but just very light, because You don't want that platform very heavy. This ain't a big flake. It's just gonna go like right there. I'm gonna try to hit right there and cut under that. Oh, dang, I hit way up on the rock. I got part of it, but I need to hit it again on this side of that little broken up spot now. See, to get the rest of that broken spot off of there. But if I ground that a lot, there'd be such heavy platforms I would have to hit it. And when you grind it that much too, it rounds that edge so that your bopper contact either has to be above that roundness to get a direct hit into the rock, or just hit somewhere. Otherwise, you're hitting somewhere along the round edge that you really have no control of exactly how that round edge reacts. Where just a small, good edge, it don't take much force to get a flake off of. You get way more control out of it, see? That just smooth. And if I'd have ground that edge strong, there's just no way I could do that. I still got part of that broken flake left right there though. But there again, I still got me a good little, it's not, I wouldn't call it a weak edge, but it's not a real strong edge either, but it's where I can take some tiny little, it's weak enough that I can take some tiny little flakes like that right there. And see, I just enhanced that edge enough again that I can hit my bopper right there and probably knock off that rough spot. I got my finger in there just touching it, not real hard, but it's just a hair of pressure there, because I would like to see this flake just travel right there and take off that little, where this other flake ended, right there. But if I was trying to drive a long flake, I'd turn that rock up like this, but I'm gonna turn it down quite a bit, so this really just a short flake. Can't hit it. I'm all leaned over. I'm hunched over in the fetal position. That's the way I did the other night when I moved the camera angle. Wound up my big head right in the way of the camera. But if you find yourself like that, hunched over, like I was just doing, you're too tensed up, man. You gotta lean back, take some breaths, and get relaxed. You can't be tensed up and do this. I missed way to the left, but still almost cleaned it off. I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Even here, I'm just gonna bonk it off enough to clean it up right there. Hang on, miss. For some reason, this camera just, I get so, I try too hard, and I just get all tensed up when this camera's on here. I want to relax, and I try to, and just spending more time in front of this camera like this helps me get used to it, I think. Because I have a lot of information that I want to just cover about flint napping, and I don't see I don't know, I'm afraid it's going to get lost way. It may not ever get lost, but I have seen it kind of, it sure ain't prevalent like it has been my whole career of napping. And that is just mainly direct percussion. But these same things I'm telling you about this right here, I just ain't keeping this thing straight at all. Half the time I'm napping here, I'm napping on the side opposite of what I really need to be napping. But these same things apply to indirect and pressure flaking. I mean, the rock breaks by conchoidal fracture, and it all happens the same way pretty much, no matter what technique you're using to get that flake off of there. The flakes are influenced so much by your contours and the conditions of your edge. I used to do quite a bit of indirect percussion, but I used a big, like a 3/8 inch copper rod I had, and we just used it for my final pass of thinning down things really flat too flat, really. That's the only thing. I don't know. That's the only thing I ever really spent too much time with indirect doing is just really, really flat stuff like that. And I guess that ruined me because I have a hard time making any kind of convexity with a indirect. So I just don't use indirect much. And ever since, I've not always been able to nap and have this much control as I got on this little piece. All the mistakes I've even making, I've still got a lot of control over this that I used to not have. Even as late as 2 years ago, there's no way I could do this, what I just did with this rock right here. Cause I didn't quite have an understanding of the I did sort of on the contours, but really this edge and working so close to center line, has transformed my ability to, to get flakes to do what I want them to. And that's because I really blame it all on working ceramic tile. I learned to manipulate them little thin edges on ceramic tile, and it has just transferred over to rocks beautifully. Because I didn't get to nap too much for a while. I had some injuries and things that really messed me up where I'd nap, but I didn't have much. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and beat this thing up. I just keep beating on it, not really paying attention. But napping ceramic tile taught me so much about working fine edges and platform strength. You name it. I mean, it taught me it. And it didn't take much, I bet. I don't know. I had the nap ceramic tile in the past in Johnstone. I used to love to make just nap Johnstone because it wasn't, I wasn't worried about messing it up so much like I am a lot of these fancy rocks you get stuff. Heck, I've had rocks sitting around here for years. I'm scared to work them because it's a small fortune to buy the darn things, and then it's like they're too special to nap or something. Anyway, dadgum, I just sit here talking. It's Biface at least, so I hope I covered some things here that might help you. And it's fixing to be, well, it's 28 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. Now I'm gonna got this a minute. 4:30, I'm gonna clean this point end up just a little bit better than that. I could just get carried away and work on this thing another hour before I got it down to a drill. But I'll be back. It quit raining.